Hi Geminis, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori. Tonight we're going to take a look at the upcoming week. This is going to be the current week of August 11th through the 17th. Forgive me because I was out of town last week. Recording was not working the way I was hoping it would, but I'm glad to be back. I hope you're doing fantastic. Let's just take a look and see what messages Spirit has for you for the week of August 11th. For our Geminis. Anything you want to say, Spirit? Like resistance. Maybe lots of changes occurring for you this week. It's almost like there's something that you're not seeing. Something that you're not seeing that's maybe going to take place this week that's requiring you to have faith, okay? The faith card is about loving and then letting go. Is not only one of the most challenging things we can do, it's also the bravest. Take big, deep breaths and know that this is right. So something, again, could be challenging you this week, something that could have been very dear to your heart. It feels like a losing out of like the old is how this feels. Yeah, doing away with the old. That's exactly what I was feeling. It's like the old you is maybe challenged by the new you, may be challenged by the old version of you. Maybe it feels unfamiliar. It definitely feels like you're stepping into something new that is bringing you a ton of joy. You have new life and happy. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. I love this happy because the happy card is really about joy, like radiating from the inside out. But I am feeling a little bit of emotional, like sadness that may come in the form of like grief, or it could even come across as like seeming like it's some type of like anger or resentment towards like losing out on the old version of you. Okay, so the anger card is it reads, even though you are bursting inside, you need to remain calm, dig deep, and find the strength to activate the self-control that lies within. Now, it doesn't feel to me like you're operating out of anger, but just remember we are in Leo season. Sometimes that can be about like, you know, aggression, anger, a little bit of drama. No shade to Leos, but that's just what the energy in its shadow self represents. The bottom of the deck here, look, you have new life at the bottom here and new life here. Geminis, what's going on? I love it. I love it. It feels like you're emotional in regards to like this new life that you're stepping into. And again, it feels like it's like the old you is going away. The old you is dissipating, but there's some grief and sadness that comes with that. And so I think that's where that anger card is coming out. It's just stating like to just be aware that your emotions could be running high this week with excitement. And this is all beautiful things coming into your life. This is going to be a beautiful week for you, but it feels like a transformative, like scorpionic, plutonic energy. April. This is springtime for you guys, okay? That's what I'm picking up with that April energy. The sun is here. Happiness and well-being. I love this. I love this for you guys. This is beautiful. And then you have the wheel with indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Now, I think this is the energy of where you were. Now you're in this sun energy. So this is the new, this is the old, okay? The stork, news of a birth or a business opportunity. This is beautiful. That's what you have coming in. You have new business opportunities. Conception. You've been manifesting, Geminis, and you've actually been putting in the work. For a lot of you, I'm seeing like an inner child that's being healed that was once wounded, and it's taken you into, sorry Geminis, but yeah, I was saying before the camera cut off that there's an old version of you that has been healing. You've been doing the work. That inner child is ready to come out, but I do see some disappointment, maybe some like boredom or sadness over I think it's more so like missed opportunities. I think you could be reflecting this week on opportunities and things that have transpired in your life where you may feel like you missed out. But the big thing here is to recognize that nothing was lost, okay? Whatever it is that you went through was all intentional to create and build who you are today. I think there's some emotional maturity that's going to take place in you this week. You could be, especially with the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I was going to say you could be very much like in your mind, in your mental space this week, and that could be keeping you in a state of kind of limbo, but also deep reflection and contemplation. The only thing that I will caution you on in regards to this contemplation is that it could be leading you down a pathway of trying to control why things didn't work out the way that they didn't in the past, and that could cause you to want to control how things happen in the future. Okay, I am seeing that message come through very strongly. Your past energy here is your stability. This has to do with family, connections, feeling connected to community, feeling like you have some sense of stability and longevity. So that could have been uprooted. For a lot of you, you could have had to move, maybe move to a different city, state, even country for some of you. That could have you feeling disconnected from like family or people close to you. I am picking up on that energy here. In addition, you're being called to evolve and to step into something greater. But with the Judgment here in the area of the blockages, it feels very much so like this awakening is causing you a lot of stress and like pain. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is anytime something dies, so anytime the old version of you dies, you're going to have some type of mourning and sadness and grief that comes with that. And it's because whatever that was that you used to be, you were connected to it for many years, right? 20, 30, 40 plus, 50, 60, 70, 80 plus years. You've been attached to that old identity. It is painful. And this Judgment energy makes perfect sense because this Judgment energy is like, oh my gosh, I have to embrace and accept that that old version of me is dissolving, that I can no longer stay the same. And it's sad because that's where your comfort in lies, right? That's where you feel safe and protected. And that inner child, which can kind of raise like this egoic type of like aura in these moments, that inner child raises its head and its ego and says, hey, I'm not going to be safe if I step into this new, right? If I'm in this new life, there is no happy for me because I'm uncomfortable. And I'm uncomfortable because this feels different. This feels weird. I've not ever really been happy in my life before. So how am I supposed to all of a sudden just embrace this happy life when this is completely the opposite of what I've had to endure in the past? But what can happen is when we've suffered and endured pain, when we've had challenges, when we've had sorrow, when we've had to grieve people, places, situations, things, we can turn into this emperor who has a desire to control. And this emperor is not easily moved or persuaded or budged, right? The emperor, he sits on this throne of, like solid concrete because he believes that his ideas, thoughts, and opinions are the only ideas, thoughts, and opinions. And he can become very calloused and very cold in his approach to life in general from trying to protect and guard himself. So you are being advised with the King of Cups here to allow some emotional regulation. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to enjoy life, but also relax. Relax into your emotions, relax into your feelings. You have water here at the bottom of the deck. This is all about expressing your emotions, allowing the emotions and allowing yourself to flow with life. Okay, so it's not just about emotions, it's about allowing yourself to flow into this happy new life. Look, you have breathe at the bottom of the deck here too. You're extremely blessed. I don't know if you can see that blessed card there, but just allow yourself to be at peace with where you're at without any expectations, because the Emperor can set expectations. And again, it's all about control, but it's only because of fear. Okay? I think we like to make like anger and control into such negative things, but if we would embrace the fact that it really is just about that inner child just trying to feel protected and safe, and especially if you've been uprooted from family, friends, and community, you can absolutely feel stuck in this in-between phase here with this Two of Wands. This is like an in-between the old and the new. And it's almost like I want to step into the new. I know that the new is beneficial to me, but there's also fears around that because the old has been your comfort zone for so many years. So again, creating some balance within those emotions, those feelings, and allow yourself to just flow into by having faith and trusting that the wheel is turning in your favor and that happiness is well-being. That celebrating yourself and enjoying life just in the moment of right now, not anything in the future, not anything in the past, but just being still and knowing that you're being supported right now in the space that you're at. That's where the blessings are. That is happiness. That is contentment. And that is well-being. Okay, Geminis, this is a beautiful reading. Congratulations, because you've been doing the work. I say that to you guys, I feel like every week. There's no way you could have all this new energy of happy, blessed, abundant, new life without, you wouldn't have this energy without doing the work. So congratulate yourself. Enjoy the season of spring and look, the success, okay? Understanding that everything comes in seasons. That's the ebbs and flows of life. You're going to have highs, lows, rain, and sun. So when you're in the moment of the sun, embrace it, enjoy it, celebrate yourself, and live this new life to its fullest potential. All right, Geminis, if this is your reading, drop a sun emoji in the comments for me, or feel free to drop another comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can bring the rest of our crew in to join us. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for your patience with me, and have a beautiful, happy, sunny, joyful week, Geminis. Have a good one. Bye.